Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2025 BMW Z4. This is the M40i. Huge shout out to Hendrik Mini for providing this convertible for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description. So the Z4 is finished off in white, and they have a starting MSRP just over $67,000. Now this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's also paired with the 6-speed manual, and it pumps out 382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. This is rear-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 3,500 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 13.7 gallons. You'll expect to see 23 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 97.2 inches. Its overall length is 170.7. It has a width of 73.4, a height of 51.4, and its ground clearance measures in at 4.7 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, I think this has a really nice look to it. You'll notice that the kidney grills are pretty narrow and they're wide too. Everything's finished off in gloss black for this model. There's also cutouts and the active grille shutters behind that to provide cooling to all of the components up front. Now this also has LEDs for all the lighting with a dark housing just to match. And then there's a lot more gloss black in the lower section. There's also parking sensors too, and all of the inlets, very nice edges running through that entire bumper, and then some nice subtle lines that come down the hood. Now this model is also equipped with the red M Sport brakes along with a two-tone design for these multi-spoke wheels. You'll notice too, there's a gloss black trim accent just behind that with some really nice definition, especially running down the sides of the door there. There's also power folding side mirrors finished off in gloss black with the turn signal. You'll notice too that the A-pillars are gloss black just to blend in much nicer with this soft top. So that is finished off in the black cloth there. Gives it a great look, whether it's up or down. And now with the soft top up, you can get a better look as to how it looks. You can also operate this with the key fob too. So if I hold on unlock, this is how you can lower the entire top. It doesn't take all that long. You'll notice the windows come down first, and then the soft top will release and fold nicely just behind the headrest. And then when you push on lock, that is how you can do the opposite and put it back up. So on a hot day, you can put it down. On a cold day, you can put it back up. You have the option to do that, which is really nice. And then in back, there's the third brake light along with LEDs for all of the lighting. There's a backup camera, and then all the parking sensors and the dual exhaust, along with some really nice designs for that lower diffuser there. Now you can use the button on the key fob or the control underneath to gain access to the cargo space. And what's really nice with this smaller coupe is that it doesn't sacrifice any cargo space with the top down. So that folds up on the top here. So you have all of this space where you can place in some items. There's also a cutout too if you want to put in some longer items or grab items from the seats up front. There's also some tie down hooks too. So pretty respectable for this smaller vehicle. This could be a fun daily driver if you don't have too many items. Now, taking a look at the interior, this is a very nicely spec'd Z4. There's all the blue stitching along with Alcantara, Harman Kardon for the audio. You have your window controls, side mirror adjustments, even memory seating. There's also a trunk release down below where there's a little bit of storage. And then you'll notice the blue carries its way to both the seat belts along with the seats, which are Alcantara and leather. They're also automatic, and then you have one manual adjustment for the leg support, so you can use that as needed. Now with this car too, you get this small storage shelf behind the seats. So if you have some jackets or some smaller items, you can do that, and then you have two different doors to gain access to the back, or you could store some items in that small bin. So you get a little bit of interior space, which is nice to see. Now once inside, we're greeted with the solid leather steering wheel. You'll notice some aluminum accents. It's also a heated steering wheel too. But let's fire this up now with my foot on the brake and the clutch. Let's bring this to life. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you'll see fuel and miles per hour on the left. Right side, there's the tach and engine temperature, along with some more information that you can go through using this button on the top of the turn signal stock. So you do have some vitals that you can pull up. You can look at your G-force meter, your radio. There's also what the mode is set to, along with what gear you are in. You have a live readout for your MPG, and then some other vitals that you can get into. Now on this left side, all of the cruise control settings, and then you have volume tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands, and if you push on this button here, that is a shortcut to your radio and media, and you will see that pop up on the head-up display, which also shows your miles per hour and the speed limit sign. Now you do get a little bit of storage on this left side. You have all of the headlight adjustments along with one air vent. There's also some ambient lighting too. And then with the infotainment system, this is both a touchscreen system, or you can use all of the controls down below. So there's the rotary dial and all of the shortcuts above that. Now on the home screen, you have all of these widgets that you can swipe through. You can customize them depending on what you would like to see. And then you have more shortcuts on this left side. So you can quickly get through all of this information. And when you go under car, you have a lot more that you can go through. So you have some driving information. You can even pull up the sport displays. So if you're doing some sporty driving, you can monitor all of those vitals. You have your vehicle status. You can also look at various settings depending on how you want to set all of this information up. So there's quite a lot that you can go through, and you have some driver profiles and your owner's manual. Now you can also pull up Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and any other apps that you need to download or install. Now you'll notice more lighting with the brushed accents and then some gloss black trim pieces. There's also a secondary screen for all of your climates. So there's the fan speed, where you'd like the air to go. You have temperature dials. This also gets heated seats, so you have those adjustments, and then some other defrosters too. Now there's also power and volume tuning, all of your presets. You get wireless charging along with some auxiliaries. And then with the manual, push it all the way to the left and up, and that is how you can pull up the backup camera, where this also has automatic parking and backup assistance, which is very nice. You also have the rest of the gears here, of course, to go through. Now there's parking sensors along with the engine start stop, and you do get a few different driving modes. So by pushing on these, you will see that appear on the infotainment system, where it will change color slightly, and it will change the exhaust too. So you have a few different configurations depending on how you'd like to drive. There's also the e-brake, traction control, and then on the far right, this is the top operation. So just by pulling it upwards, that is how we can put the top up, of course, and it will lock into place. You also have the rear wind deflector there, and then with the windows up, here's the visibility. You have quite a lot out of the back, actually. A little bit of a pillar there, but you have your side mirrors, of course, to help you out. And then you can glance over your left side too. So not all that bad with the top up. There's also cup holders and storage in the middle, along with an auxiliary. You have speakers too, located in the back. And then you have plenty of space in the glove box. So it's nice to see the amount of interior storage, and hopefully you can tell the blue lighting for the interior lighting at the moment. There's also garage door buttons up top, and then dome lights as well. As we set off behind the wheel now for the new Z4, if you're unfamiliar with this platform, this is the first year that they've offered the manual transmission for this convertible. Pretty interesting to see, since we have a lot of other manuals from BMW, and when the new Toyota Supra came out, that wasn't even offered as a manual until a few years later. So it's finally made its way to the Z4. So if you're looking for that performance, you want that more driver-focused vehicle with the manual transmission, and you want a convertible, this is a great option to go with. Now, this is the second time I've been able to drive one, so I don't have too much seat time with them. They are definitely hard vehicles to come across, but this is definitely a fun and a very luxury-focused convertible to go with. And I don't see any issues with it. I think it has a lot of great technology. I think it rides very nice. You do get a lot of performance too with this turbo inline six. So if you plan to do any modifications, it's a pretty healthy engine. To be able to do that, throw on an exhaust, intake, maybe tune it possibly, you have quite a lot that you can do. But out of the gate, as is from the factory, it's definitely a quick vehicle, even with the manual. The automatic is going to be slightly quicker, of course, but in sport mode, we'll give it a minor acceleration from second gear. Here we go. Definitely sounds good. And clutch pedal is super light. So if you were to daily drive this, I don't really see an issue with it. Maybe in rush hour, stop and go traffic. I have a manual. I try to drive it as much as I can. So just depending on your driving style and things like that. Shifter also seems pretty good too. And in being able to film a lot of BMWs and even the Toyota Supra with the manual, which my brother owned for a while, this is a pretty good manual transmission. There have been a few BMW models that feel a little bit rubbery is the best way to describe that, but this one seems pretty solid, pretty engaging once you get into the next gear there. So I really like the manual in this car. It's easy to rev match the downshifts as well. It's definitely a fun car. Seats are really comfortable too. I like how this model has been spec'd with the Alcantara and the leather. Just gives it a really nice premium feel. You have a lot of different options that you can spec for the Z4, just depending on your price range and obviously what you are looking to get out of your vehicle. But as far as headroom goes too, I'm 5'10". With this convertible here, I have 2 inches or so of headroom, and we do have the height adjustable seat. So all the way down, maybe 3 inches now. So you could be a little bit taller than me and finagle your way into this car. It's not too tight feeling. So if you are taller than me, it might feel a little tight, of course, but it seems pretty spacious for how small this vehicle is. And we're still in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And just a mild acceleration, we're up to speed. This definitely has a lot of potential with just the power band and how quick this vehicle is. Now, if we tone it into comfort or eco, the exhaust is going to get slightly not as loud. So as you heard in the exhaust clips, you do have an active exhaust for this car. So that's nice. If you just plan on doing some cruising, it's not a loud car in general, but if you just wanted a little bit less loud under acceleration, you can do those settings. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for this manual Z4. As far as the wind noise goes too, for just normal speeds here, it's pretty well insulated and quiet. We have a very nice soft top, which depending on maybe the wind level, you probably won't really hear it all that often. Soft tops have come a long way over the years to just give you a well-refined vehicle and still give you the added bonus of having the soft top. So I think it's a really nice design for this. And speaking of the top, let's go ahead and put it down. So all I need to do is push this button down, and while moving, we can start this operation. And it takes maybe less than 15 seconds. It's clicked in. We are ready to go. I'll just put the windows back up for audio purposes. And on a beautiful day like this, you can get that top down and just enjoy having that open roof experience. And you get the added benefits of having a sports car. This is basically a manual Toyota Supra with the convertible, so it's going to be about the same. It might weigh a little bit more, obviously, being a convertible, but you can still have something to take through the twisty roads and just enjoy, depending on what you plan on doing with your vehicle and just what you want in general. As far as maneuverability goes, pretty tight in its steering there. You also have what gear you're in the lower section there. And you really can't go wrong. This is definitely a fun vehicle to drive. So that's going to wrap it up for the 2025 BMW Z4. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Mini for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I'll see you all in the next video.